Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Star Wars Transformers 01 TIE Advanced X1 Darth Vader. Yeah, it's another shot at Star Wars Transformers. This one from Takara Tomy, not Hasbro. Oddly enough, it's been years since they started that. But yeah, you can see TIE Advanced, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter from, well, A New Hope. And it comes in this box. You can see big old black box with Vader there, looking all menacing. And there's a little space for the minifigures. Tells you there's 5 Stormtroopers, Takara Tomy logo, Disney logo, just to remind you who owns everything you love, Japanese. On the top, you see the robot and the TIE fighter. See a bunch of shots of the alt mode there. See the robot mode on this side. On the bottom, you have a whole bunch of warnings and stuff, including what's in the box. And on the back, more shots of the figure in both modes. And there you go. Interesting box. Also on the inside, it's blue on the inside. And there's a little box in there that has the Stormtroopers. And yep, beyond this figure, of course, you have the instructions. Very simple, very thin paper. There you go. Disney logo again. Very basic. It's pretty easy to follow. He also comes with, well, like I said, the Stormtroopers. They come in a little pack. Just like that. Just a bunch of them. They're all identical. I got one out just for now. But yeah, they're all identical. You can see that. Yeah. It's white and black. Stormtrooper. He's got a little gun. Little stand, so he's stable. His arms can move forward simultaneously. I don't think they move. They do not move individually. And his legs can move. So yeah, he can. That's about it. If you have a smoother surface than this, they stand all right. But yeah, he also comes with a little Darth Vader figure in here. Opens the cockpit. Yeah, it's just, there's a little thing you can do right there. It's just Darth Vader. Again. It's Darth Vader right there. Mostly black, a little bit of silver highlighting, but none of this stuff's picked out or anything. He's got his cape. He's got a little, so he doesn't have the little stand like the Stormtrooper does. Again, arms can move together, and legs can move, and this splits the cape. Because otherwise things get weird. And like before, you could see, you can open this up and stick them in. There's no pegs or latches or anything. So it just kind of goes in there. But yeah, this alt mode though, it's Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, or the TIE Advanced X1. It's, you know, the gray and everything. You can see, I guess, a hint of an Imperial symbol of sorts there. The black panels on the wings, the round cockpit, all that stuff. Little tech detailing, you can see like right there, you can see like little bits in there, whatnot. You got the little ports up here. Looks all nice, bro. You got, again, more tech detailing, whatnot. It's a pretty solid looking alt mode. The thing is, if you look at the bottom, you see the robot stuff peeking out, but it's a pretty solid alt mode overall. It looks a lot like the movie. And he even got a little red picked out little blaster cannons right there. And his lightsaber stores right there. There's little tabs on each wing on all 4 quadrants. You can, so they can put that, you know, you can put that on any one of these you want. Doesn't really matter too much. Although, yep. So you can put that any one of those. Instructions tell you to put it on this one. I'll just leave it there for now. Seems to plug in there easiest. So yeah, it looks great. It looks like the movies version. And just for comparisons, here's the old 2005 Hasbro version. Yeah, it's been a while. You can see different shade of blue. Actually, just blue in general. Mine's a little slightly lost some coloring. I'm not sure all picked up on camera, but the blues don't match much as well as they used to. It probably just, I think sun damage. I think it was out in the sun for a bit. Yeah, you can just see you can see it's just different, slightly different. Generally the same size, although the Hasbro version is slightly larger in some ways. You can also see that this looks more like what it did in the movie, and this has a lot of compromise. You can see a lot of black from the, well, Vader robot mode in this. You can also see it's kind of wiggly. Those are flexing when they shouldn't be. This is rock solid. This is rock solid. This is really wiggly. But yeah, you can see this. And I think that's the thing is Hasbro kind of compromised a bit on the alt mode for the sake of the robot mode in this one. This one is like they went all out with the alt mode, and the only thing that really is compromised is the bottom. Everything else is like pretty much dead on for the movie. And that's kind of the thing. Here. This just came untabbed to me. But yeah, otherwise, it is a solid thing. It looks great. It's the proper gray and everything. This alt mode's great. It's just like the movie, except for the bottom here. But we don't pay attention to that. Shh, no. So I like it. I like this alt mode a lot. It's what I wanted, really. But to transform it, of course, because that's what we're here for. Gotta take the lightsaber off, put it off to the side. We'll get to the lightsaber a little bit more in a bit. You can actually leave the Darth Vader in there. I like to leave it in there anyway. So I leave it in there. There's nowhere else for him to go in the robot mode. But you come back here. Actually, I'll go ahead and move those out there. There's wings are just tabbed on. Just untab them. Gives you a little extra room. Come back here, and right here, you want to lift this panel up. It can be a little tight. But you lift this panel up. And this will bring the head and everything with it. Bring it over, and there's little tabs and whatnot here. I'm going to move this up. The little tabs and whatnot here, they go into little slots right there all over the top of the cockpit. Those tab in, and then you bring this down over the cockpit, and you bring the head down. This has its own tabs and whatnot that go in. There's the head and stuff. You could, I guess, have it flying like this if you really want. But bending back here, you take the legs, you untab it from the side panels here, straighten them out like so, straighten them out. Rotate it, then take the feet out. Like that. Same on this side. Take the feet out. That's the legs done. Then this whole assembly right here, this all swings forward, and there's a little thing in there that will tab into this. There's a little slot way in that crevice that will tab and go over that tab. Sort of. It doesn't hold super well, but it kind of holds. There's the legs done. You can see that. Standing up like he's supposed to be. Then here, what you want to do is this. You untab this side piece. This entire piece untabs like this. You bring it up like that. And you rotate it down. Like so. Get that out of the way again. Then this part, you want to bring it down. Like that. Rotate it forward. Rotate the fist out. And then this piece right here, you want to collapse that down like that. It'll clip into place. And during that, this will probably come undone. So just be mindful of that. All that on the same on this side. And clip it, rotate it, bring it all the way up. Bring this piece down, rotate it forward, move the fist out, and close that panel up like that. Most of the way done. Now you take these wing pieces, you take these lower parts and you unclip them, and then you tab together. You tab together back here like this, form a little triangle. Same on this side. Tap together and form a little triangle. And then you rotate them back. Like so. Do what you like with them. Instructions more or less tell you to do this. Though I like to keep them a little bit raised. Like that. And that is more or less Darth Vader's robot mode. It's kind of okay, I think. He's also got his lightsaber sword. It just slides in. It's a 5mm thing. So you can now give that lightsaber to any Transformer, pretty much any modern day Transformer. It'll work just fine. But yeah, it's the thing. It's this is this robot mode Takara decided to make, and it's all right, all things considered. It's kind of got odd looking legs. You know, it's got this, I guess, this weird looking stomach, which kind of makes it look like he's got a bit of a pot belly, but not really, if that makes sense, because it's all rounded and stuff. Again, you got these big old things just kind of hanging off his shoulders. They kind of get in the way a little bit of his posability, but not too horribly. They can, you know, move out of the way themselves a little bit. I think it's supposed to kind of, sort of make him give him the effect of a cape, but he doesn't have one. It's just kind of there. Oh yeah, I forgot that part. This, if it does, it probably move up, around on its own, but this also you have to move down just to collapse things a bit. Totally forgot that because it moves on its own so much, I just forget to do it myself because it does it by itself. Yeah, if it doesn't do itself, just move it down. But yeah, it's an okay alt mode. Just kind of has this weird thing like this bit right here. This lower torso looks a little weird. These are big and bulky and kind of get in way a little bit. He's got a cool head sculpt though. It's a stylized version of Vader's head sculpt or head helmet. See that? See that? It's kind of a cool, really, I guess, extra angry version of Vader. He's also got his buttons and whatnot that he has. But generally, it's odd thing is it's Vader, but it's predominantly gray because of the alt mode. This is where I think the oddly enough, this is where Takara did a weird thing when that compared to the Hasbro version here, which, you know, has a lot more black. This looks more like Vader right here, I guess, to a degree. I mean, they even kind of made his cape and everything. It's got some oddities like this head's on a ridiculous, you know, ridiculously long neck and everything, but generally, this thing looks more like it's trying to be like Darth Vader. This was trying to be more of a TIE fighter, or TIE Advanced, a TIE fighter type thing. And so it feels like Hasbro compromised the alt mode to make the robot mode look better, more like the character. And they did the other way for Takara did the other opposite for him. They compromised the robot mode for the sake of the alt mode. So the alt mode looks fantastic. It looks like the TIE fighter he used, the TIE Advanced. I keep feeling compelled to correct myself on that, even though it's easier to say TIE fighter. But yeah, that's the thing, is this robot mode feels super compromised comparatively because there's so much gray versus black in this robot mode. So it's I guess it's like it's Vader only because, well, the helmet and these two things are the only thing really signify it's Vader. Everything else is like it's a robot, you know. So it's kind of weird. It's not so much an improvement over the old Hasbro one in a way, so much as it is kind of a lateral movement. Again, fantastic alt mode. Okay, robot mode, but only reason it's Vader is because of the head and the upper torso. Everything else is just like, yeah, it's just some robot and the lightsaber, I guess. But he does pose, you know, he's got a little, you know, he's got a head joint, can move left and right. It can wobble a little bit, you know, left and right, so it looks up and down as well. His shoulders can move forward and back, although they like to come undone from this. They don't always stay super secure in there, but especially they move from forward and back. Problem is, this joint right here is so tight that this is what kicks it out of the thing. So you can do that, but that's kind of unseating it. What you're supposed to do is move that part. But that's so tight that it tends to come undone before it moves. There is a bicep swivel though. It's a little limited thanks to this bulk. It's got an elbow joint, as you can see. It's actually dual jointed, so you do that. You can't really see it super well, but you can see it curls up pretty far. No wrist articulation of any sort. No waist, unfortunately. This also likes if someone comes undone if you're like not careful. No waist, but he does have hips. Forward, back, outward, all friction. It's actually got, it can kick so high that you have to, you can kick pretty high thanks to unhindered. They're completely unhindered there. You got thigh swivels. Decent knees. It's hard to tell. I think it's technically 90 degrees. Yeah, that's technically 90. It's just hard to tell because of the shape of the leg here. And his feet can move forward. It can move back a bit. And I guess you can put the heel down a little bit if you really need to. But yeah, that's about it. And they are sculpted in a stance. And you can move these, you know, forward, back, upward, downward. Like this. Rotate. Multiple rotation points. So you got that if you need them out of the way. And Yeah, that's the Vader, a new Takara's Star Wars Transformer. The first one. They're also doing the Millennium Falcon with Chewie and Han. That's coming out in the summer, supposedly. Yeah, it's all right, is the thing. It's kind of an all right thing. I think it's not a super big improvement over the previous Hasbro Darth Vader figure Transformers. So it's kind of like, I guess if you're like just big into Transformers and Star Wars, yeah, sure. You're big into both of those, yeah, it's a great idea. I think it's pretty good. It's got a pretty nice transformation. It's fairly posable. It's just kind of an odd robot mode, but I think you'd come here mostly for the TIE Fighter. And the thing is, there's already good-looking TIE Fighter toys you can buy that don't turn into robots. If you wanted to turn into a robot, then I guess there you go. But it's kind of hard to really like say one way or another. It's kind of expensive to import. I think it costs like $40 or something. All total for me to, I think it cost me like $40 or so, like to import it or something. I can't remember the exact cost. But I just remember it's like this was deluxe. This old Hasbro one was like deluxe-ish size. Oh, that goes now it's more closer to Voyager. So yeah, this is like a large deluxe small Voyager. It's kind of expensive. Yeah, again, I guess it's only if you're really into the Star Wars and Transformers. If you're not into both, you're gonna kind of, yeah. Even if you are into both, you might still be, yeah. And again, I feel like the robot mode is super compromised just for the sake of the alt mode. Gorgeous alt mode, just the robot mode's, it's only Vader because of the helmet, really, and this stuff. Otherwise, it'd just be a robot. So yeah, it's can't say whether or not to recommend it. I don't regret buying it, but it's I guess a little more underwhelming than I thought it would be. The Millennium Falcon though, that looks pretty good, so I might still go ahead and get that one. At least, So again, it's not a super big improvement other, I guess, plastic quality. The plastic on the old ones always felt weird, and some of them broke really easily. This one, pretty solid. It feels solid modern Transformer. So, there's, yeah, I think I like it overall. It's just weird. It's hard to recommend though, unless you're really into both franchises and just really want a Star Wars robot Vader for whatever reason, transforming robot Vader thing. So, yeah, it's expensive for what you're getting. So it's kind of that. Only if you're a super fan, I guess. Over if you're really into both. That's what I'm going to say. Yes, I know I was rambling a lot, but I'm trying to work through my thought process. Like, what the heck do I say about this thing? It's all right. Pick it up or don't. Just know that it's a little expendy for what you're getting. And you might not like it in the end. So, that's it. I hope you found this informative and entertaining despite my babbling. And I shall see you next time with another video review.